Mimi Samia Suluhu Hassan naapa kwamba nitakuwa mwaminifu kwa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania.
Tanzania's political climate has taken a grim turn following one of the most controversial elections in the history.
There is no any other body that can intervene. Not the AU, not the EAC, not even SADC. Only the UN and the ICC can establish the truth on the ground. And that's why we are calling for them to do so without any delay.
In Tanzania, quite disturbing, and it's something which has got to be avoided at all costs. I believe Tanzania has come out of age. Tanzania is also the mother of all liberation movements.
President Samia Suluhu Hassan, who was sworn in for her second term in Dodoma on Monday, is now facing mounting international pressure amid growing calls for accountability of alleged human rights violations and post-election violence.
The figures that have been put out are just rough estimates, and as of yesterday, our colleagues on the ground were saying, okay, the estimates could go up over and above 80, 150. With the video footages we see, and that have even reached my phone here, and I can show you, you can see for yourself, and this is just a dot of what is on the ground. Bodies on the roads, okay, dead bodies on the roads, people cleaning those bodies. It is just a spot of the reality.
The election marred by chaos and bloodshed has drawn the world's attention to what observers describe as a brutal crackdown on dissent. Dozens are feared dead, hundreds injured, and scores detained after security forces reportedly opened fire on demonstrators protesting what they claimed were widespread irregularities and intimidation at polling stations.
Mimi Samia Suluhu Hassan naapa kwamba nitakuwa mwaminifu kwa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania.
Video circulating online shows chaotic scenes in major cities like Dar es Salaam, Arusha, and Mwanza. Streets filled with smoke, civilians running for safety, and police using live ammunition to disperse crowds. Witnesses reports that journalists, opposition supporters, and even bystanders were not spared as the state tightened its grip on public dissent.
Nchi haikombolewi kwa maombi, inakombolewa kwa mapambano. Mnanielewa? Watu wanaoogopa huwa wananyanyaswa. Mnanielewa? Ukiogopa mabomu, kalala nyumbani kwako, usubiri kuchunwa ngozi na CCM. Tuache visingizio. Tuache nini? Hii tutakamatwa, tutafanya nini? Ndio. Kama utaki kukamatwa, acha kulalamika.
Human rights organizations including Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch have condemned the excessive use of force, calling for immediate investigations. In a statement released Tuesday, Human Rights Watch described the situation as a deliberate attempt to silence the will of the Tanzanian people through the violence and fear.
The police are responding to the protests with tear gas and live bullets. We are urging them to exercise restraint and facilitate the right to protest in Tanzania. We are asking them to hold accountable any perpetrators of these violations in free and fair trials without recourse to the death penalty and through immediate investigations. We are asking them to lift the internet shutdown so that Tanzanians and the world at large can get access to information on what is happening on the ground. We are asking them to allow local and international media to freely cover what is happening in Tanzania, because the situation as is, especially with local media, they are self-censoring because of the repressive laws that are in place. Specifically the Media Services Act.
International concern is growing rapidly. Western governments, including the United States and members of the European Union, have expressed alarm over the situation, warning that continued abuses could trigger diplomatic isolation and sanctions. The International Criminal Court, ICC, has also been mentioned in discussions among human rights lawyers, who argue that the scale and systematic nature of the violence could amount to crimes against humanity.
What happens when a nation pushed to the brink by sanctions and isolation finally says enough? This is happening right now in 2025. And
there is no any other body that can intervene. Not the AU, not the EAC, not even SADC. Only the UN and the ICC can establish the truth on the ground. And that's why we are calling for them to do so without any delay. Should they delay, that means they might be facilitating the situation to escalate into something that even themselves will be regretting.
Despite the mounting criticism, President Samia Suluhu maintains that the elections were free and fair, calling the unrest acts of provocation by opposition figures seeking to destabilize the country. During her swearing-in ceremony in Dodoma, she struck a defiant tone, promising to protect the nation's unity and dismissing what she termed as foreign interference in Tanzania's internal affairs. But on the streets, anger continues to boil. Protesters, many of whom have lost relatives or friends during the unrest, vow not to relent until justice is served. Social media is flooded with images and testimonies of grief, fueling a sense of resistance and resentment against the government. As the dust settles, the big question now looms: will Samia Suluhu be held accountable for the bloodshed? With the ICC reportedly monitoring developments closely and international pressures intensifying, Tanzania's leader finds herself under the global spotlight. Whether she can navigate this growing storm or face justice at The Hague remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: the world is watching. David Chams Media, platform for bold, really and eye-opening conversations. We are committed to bringing you raw and unfiltered content that captures the pulse of society. Whether it is breaking political updates, social movements, or community stories, we present the facts with clarity and passion. Our news segments are designed to keep you informed with accurate, timely, and critical analysis that cuts through the noise and hype. We ask the hard questions and go beyond headlines to explain what it means for you. David Chams Media, we stand for truth, courage, and connection. Our mission is to amplify voices, provoke thought, and build a community that listens, learns, and acts. If you are looking for honest dialogue, fearless journalism, and relatable stories, hit that subscribe button and join the conversation today.